on expansion at Gateway Church and where we are, and talk about each campus. Last year, about this time, we were entering into a capital campaign. Remember, we called it Now is the Time. We found out in March, now's not the time. And I'm the one that came up with that title, praise the Lord. So the God in heaven said, nope, not the time. So we've pulled back from that. We will still eventually do some renovations to the Southlake campus. We do need to do some things we need more classroom space. We would like a wedding chapel. We do need some space for our young adults and youth and a sanctuary for them, some in-between spaces between a 4,000 seat sanctuary and 200 seat classrooms. So we do need to do that, but we don't feel like this is the time to do that. But what we're going to do is we'll go back to where we just give a good faith estimate of whatever we're going to give over and above our tithe, no pressure on anyone. I don't want you to ever feel that. And we're using it for expansion. So we're moving ahead right now. So I want to tell you some of the things that we're doing in the campuses. Every campus we're doing something, and every campus, or we've been doing something for a couple of years that maybe you don't know about. So the first thing I want to tell you about is the Frisco campus. That was an existing church and became a campus a few years ago, and 600 seat sanctuary, 5 acres. We bought 12 acres beside it. We start in April on a brand new 69,000 square foot facility, 1,200 seat to do that for Frisco. So, hey Frisco. So, let me show you a couple of pictures. So this is what the facility will look like. You can see the older facility, or former, or however you will say that. Beside it, another picture here just to show you a little more of a close-up. So on the left there, all that's going to be built. And then the children's area, which is very important to us at every campus. And we're trying to make all the children's areas at every campus look nice, be updated. So we'll be doing that in Frisco. Dallas campus, again, was an existing facility church. We bought it. We want to update the exterior. This is what we want to do, that we kind of modernize the exterior. And then we'll be renovating the lobby, children's area again. You can see the children's area there. And one of the things about the children's area, because that church was built like many churches kind of in stages as they grew, is a really good church called Hillcrest Church for many years. Great pastor there. And but as they grew, the nursery was on one side of the building and they kept growing. Now the sanctuary and the nursery are on opposite sides of a 225,000 square foot building. So if you're a mom and you get paged during the message, you may not make it back before the message, but maybe not even before your family might leave without you before you get back. So we'll be moving the nursery over next to the sanctuary. Justin campus, we started the Justin campus. It's growing incredibly. We bought 11 acres of land, and since then, the neighborhoods are going up like crazy all around it. Here's a picture of our land. If you see the water tower, and then all the land to the left of it, that's the 11 acres we own. That street right there, that highway, is Highway 114 in Justin. This is an existing neighborhood that was behind it, and then there's another shot of how they're building the neighborhood. All these homes, every one of these homes you're seeing now with our land behind, this is now on the other side of 114, the south side. All those are brand new since we bought that 11 acres. So we're in the design phase for a 1,000 seat sanctuary there, and we're going through, working through that. North Richland Hills, we renovated it over the last 2 years. We're now going to be building offices there. The North Richland Hills staff has never, I need to be doing this. Dallas, Justin, NRH, all you, everybody, hi to everybody. The NRH pastors and staff have never officed at the NRH campus. So we're building offices over there for them to build an office there. They've always been officing at the Southlake. Grand Prairie, again, existing church, the church I came out of, Shady Grove Church. It's now our Grand Prairie campus. We did a $25 million renovation on that campus. Now we're adding more parking. Prosper opened last year, growing like crazy, another existing church building that we completely remodeled. And so now we're adding an additional 226 parking spaces for them. Jackson Hole, an existing church that the pastor retired and asked us to come and make that a campus. By the way, the Jackson Hole campus is meeting in person this weekend, and we are going online. Because of weather. You know, they think we're whips, you know. Yeah, you know, when you do, okay, so, but it's ice, not snow. It's ice, not snow. All right, so anyway, Jackson Hole, we refurbished, did the children's area, and now we are updating the heating system, which might not sound like a big deal if you live in Texas. But if you live in Jackson Hole, you want a good heating system. So we're doing that. North Fort Worth is bursting at the seams. It's been bursting at the seams since we opened that campus. So we're looking for land around the North Fort Worth campus to open another campus around the North Fort Worth area. So we're in the process of doing that. And right now, there are big box buildings for sale, you know, and so we're looking at all of these opportunities. That reminds me that Houston, they're a little over a year old, started January 26. My son-in-law, Ethan's the pastor, Gateway Church Houston. They started and had either 5 or 7 weeks before COVID hit. Yet that congregation is growing. I was just there. They're in the Katy High School. I was there 2 weeks ago when Michael Todd was here. Totally packed out, people standing on the back wall, people standing, and they're still able to socially distance, by the way, because since they set up the chairs every week, they can set them farther apart, you know, just the rows. So completely packed, doing great. So we just bought a Toys R Us building for them, paid cash for it. Here's the picture of the Toys R Us building, but let me show you what it's going to look like. So it's going to look like that. And then if you look at the next picture there, this is kind of the inside space. It's 50,000 square feet. It's the same size as the North Richland Hills campus, so it'll be a 1,000-seat sanctuary. Here's another shot of the inside. We're going to leave the checkout station so people can pay their tithe on the way out. So, and then, this is a joke. Two weeks ago then, we were there. Some of the elders and I were there. And on the right, on your right, you might see in the middle there, Debbie and I, and then Galen, Susan, and Shay, one of our elders. And then Michael Bethany went down. And beside Michael is Leland Mooring, who does the song Waymaker. And he's the worship pastor for Gateway Church in Houston. So Leland and Michael led us in Waymaker. Maybe it's the first time it's ever been sung in Toys R Us, you know. It might be the first worship song ever. Well, I was thinking, no, there's probably another song, but it's Lord Help Me Not to Kill This Child. That might have been sung also in Toys R Us. So, all right. So, and then something exciting is we are closing on March the 1st, buying an existing church building in Plano for a new campus. 1,000-seat sanctuary, 20 acres of land. And it's not very old, the church building. Let me show you where it is. It's on George Bush Freeway. And then if you look just to the west there, you see I-75, Highway 75. So it's an incredible location. Look at all the rooftops, though, too, around that home and around that. And then here's another picture that shows you where all of our existing campuses are right now. So you can see Justin, North Fort Worth, NRH, South Lake, Grand Prairie, Dallas, Frisco, Prosper, and then you can see where the Plano campus will be. This is a picture of the sanctuary on the outside of the sanctuary, and then here's a picture of the whole campus there. But again, they have 20 acres of land. So it's just phenomenal that we're doing that. Now, all these projects together, and we bought this building, by the way, for $17.5 million, and then it's gonna take $3.5 to renovate it. And then let me give you one other that we didn't put on the map, and the reason is you'll hear in a minute. This is a multi-campus, and that's our prison campuses. Do you remember how excited we all were when God gave us the opportunity to not just pipe our service in, but to open a campus? And you are our brothers in Christ, and so I mean sincerely, we love you guys. So to open our first prison campus, remember how excited we got? By the way, it hit the news outlets, the major Associated Press and all. 118 news outlets picked it up. I did an interview with Mike Huckabee about it. And so then we get another one and then another one. We haven't updated you in a while because the doors have flung open to us. We're now in 150 prisons in 8 states. 150 prisons in 8 states. And on April 1st, we'll be in 450 prisons in 45 states. Gateway Church. So, pretty incredible. So, let me tell you, all this together is about $75 million to do. So let me give you the good news and the bad news, okay? So, and you're gonna wanna clap when I say the good news, but wait till you hear the bad news, okay? The good news is we have all the money we need. The bad news is it's still in your pockets. So, I'm joking. We have reserves, we're doing fine, we're moving forward. So here's really the good news. All I need you to do is just keep giving. That's it. Just keep giving. The elders are tremendous stewards and managers of the resources that God's given us. We have no debt. We have all of these facilities owned outright, and now we're moving ahead with $75 million in building projects to start more campuses, remodel the campuses we have, update them, modernize them. So here's what we do though, every year in February, is we do Heart for the Kingdom. If you're in a campus, then there's a card in the seat back in front of you. But most of you will be online, and there's a card online. And you can just go to our page and hit right there. Here's what this is if you don't know. How many of you have ever made a commitment to Heart for the Kingdom? Can I see your hands? Okay. Here's all this is. It's just a good faith estimate of what you could give in the next 12 months over and above your tithe to go to expansion. And we ask everybody in the church to give something over and above your tithe, even if you think it's small, just something. What that does is it gives us an estimate of how we move forward to be able to keep cash reserve